The Spin-Off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Snapple. Want to know another Snapple fact? The first hot air balloon passengers were a sheep, a duck, and a rooster. Ridiculous. Check out Snapple.com to find ridiculously flavored Snapple near you.
Mike has a wide butt crack.
He does.
Oh,
How do you?
welcome along to the Real Pod. We're a little late this week. Apologies. I know there are some cornies who are just hanging out for the podcast, but you're listening to it now, so here it is. You're welcome.
Sorry, Clayton. Sorry, Bloody. Who else?
The others.
All the others. Sounding off
You
in
know,
the comments.
you know your names.
It's amazing that's even happening, to be honest.
I forget we have to do this sometimes.
And
What?
4
But they
hours
never
ago, we
forget.
were like hundreds of kilometres away, you know?
We've been on a journey.
I wasn't. I was sitting here waiting for you guys since yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
No wonder I'm so thirsty. My name's Jane Yee. I'm joined by, should I say I'm Jane Kefali Yee? My name's Jane Kefali.
Is that your new name?
No, my name's Jane Yee.
Oh, right.
Well, do your name. Do your real name.
Okay. My name's Jane Yee.
Sort of more honest.
You see, Matilda changed her name though.
Did she?
Matilda
Did she?
Green.
Whoa.
Just straight up green.
Straight up.
No rice. Hold
No
the
green
rice.
rice, no rice green.
I know.
Wow.
I want to hyphenate my kids' names, but then their surname initials are KY, and Joel thinks that's a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, that is.
What about YK?
YK? Y2K.
Y2K.
Don't want to curse it, of course.
Oh, God, I married the wrong man. Anyway, Alex Casey
Hello.
to my right.
That's my name.
To my further right, Duncan Grieve from The Spin-Off.
Hi.
Hi. This is a reality TV recap podcast. We are recapping Married at First Sight Australia, and it's a treat. It's a snack.
It's a trip.
It's a whole damn meal.
Delicious cupcake.
With very special thanks to Nando's. We just ate some Nando's. We are full. Duncan, you going to stay awake?
I didn't.
You eat Nando's light.
I've saved myself.
Okay.
Interesting new cheesy bread delivery today. Never before seen. In
Flat
one
pack.
of the flat pack, the kind of one you get like a half chicken,
No, I thought that's what
kind
it
of
was.
tessellated, stacks on stacks of cheesy bread segments.
Great use of tessellated, by the way.
Thank you. I'm a huge fan of that word.
I thought that's how it came last week.
It's bags or nothing, isn't it?
I mean, perhaps early days there might have been
Bit
a
of
tessellated
box over.
flat pack,
Ration.
but no, of recent months and months and months, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
been
always been
exclusively
been
bagged.
bags.
I was too slow. I missed out on cheesy bread.
Did you miss it?
Yeah,
Really?
like
To be honest, I took
went
all
there-
of the rest of like the last.
I went there
But it was
about-
only 4 slices.
What's going on?
That's like a full. That's a full cheesy. That's a full one.
Look, yeah, no, now that I say it, I realise I should have said it was only 2 slices.
So you're telling me you've got it still because you haven't eaten it?
Yeah, but Nikki made me like Nikki's wants the food. And I don't want to get in trouble. So
It's married life, Jane. This is
married
what you.
life. It's
Okay.
compromisos, you know. It's trade-offs.
All right, well, I guess
It's
I'm
not.
just,
She just
I
thinks
guess,
it's not fair that I get Nando's every week.
I guess without cheesy bread, I just
So
can't do the
it's up to my
podcast.
children
Just
for
can't do the
two.
podcast.
No,
Okay.
Hang on,
Jane. No,
headphones.
Jane.
Okay.
No. We're both
Tough choice.
hungover. You
No.
can't do this to
I'm
us.
kidding. I'm not do that. I actually just had a full lunch and then a Lamington. I'm fine. I'm okay. But just
So that was really tense.
on the so as a joke, I just like.
was
Sometimes
well
I like to pretend
executed.
I'm on short.
It's theatre.
Yeah, I like to pretend I'm on Shortland Street or Life's a Stage. You know, whichever way you want to look at it. Duncan,
Yeah.
you know how eating makes you fall asleep?
Yeah.
And Nando's makes you fall asleep.
Yeah.
What a great solution to anyone out there who's suffering from insomnia.
Which is what I suffer from.
yeah. So get some,
I just
get
need to
on,
start eating it every night.
Get on the
right now I
Uber
only
Eats.
sleep well on a Thursday.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Get on the Uber Eats, eat some Nando's, and sleeps your uncle. So, is that not how it goes?
Words to live by.
Our hashtag is #RealPod. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/TheRealPodPod. That's where you will also find our RealPod Corner group, which is the best place on earth. We're on Instagram as well, The Real Pod. Coming up, just a lot of MAFS chat and a little bit of real news.
A little bit of
We talk about your wedding.
I mean, does that come under real news?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. It was the almost perfect day.
It was the perfect day.
It was almost perfect. Almost.
It was almost pitch perfect.
Is that like a tease?
It is a bit.
I am
Cool.
disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
If Art Green didn't say, "Did you just fart?" in his wedding speech, wasted opportunity.
Well, I mean,
I'm
is
wrong
he
girl,
even
I know, but-
legally married?
No, isn't he?
Well, I mean, I think if he shouldn't be allowed.
No. And then I've gone and stuffed it up because I've just gone and got married thinking he was getting married. And I should have...
Early in the week, I proposed to you, remember?
I know.
And I was like, oh, no.
Too late.
And you've still got that standing proposal from Hayden.
I mean, that's always on the back burner though, isn't it?
Well,
always there.
I'm the only unmarried one now. So.
So,
All yours. Okay, we start off with the commitment ceremony last Sunday night, a.k.a. forever ago. Mark stayed. Ning wanted to leave. This is after
Hold
Gymgate.
on,
This is
let's
after
go back.
Gymgate.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
She-
Yeah, get out of there. Why are they still here?
yeah.
What are they doing?
I don't
Yeah.
know. People have stayed together over much worse things than Gymgate in this show.
They
It's
just seem
true,
like
but
the
there's-
most miserable people.
Their ceiling of happiness is like barely tolerating one another.
Yeah.
So at least with the volatile ones, there's been like happy moments, whereas this has just never gotten above.
I don't know. I think the fact that we don't see a lot of them this week means that there's not a lot of action going on. Good
Every
or
so
bad.
often they look kind of like they don't
Vaguely.
hate each
They had
other.
a nice time on the slides.
Oh, they did. I think the slides was
Sexy
that was
slides.
their moment. Anyway, we'll get to that. She says leave, but she's kind of calling his bluff because she just
Yeah. Which I actually think
Ning
is a
is
cool tactic, by the way. It's just always say leave. So that you're never shamed by them saying leave and you saying stay.
The problem with that is that the following week they'll probably say leave because they're upset you said leave the week before, and then it's
all over.
then it's all over.
These are my terms.
No, because you want to stay on the TV for the Insta fame.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Ning wants Insta fame.
Yep.
I think they all do. Like if Wayne,
Mick
if-
doesn't
if
want
Gareth,
it.
Sorry, if Wayne wanted Insta fame, which I think we've now found out that he did, then everyone wants it.
Has Wayne got Insta fame?
The Wayno.
Yeah.
He's got some bloody shoes from what is that weird Millions? Mayher? Someone out there knows. Mayher Millions.
No, don't
They
know.
send jazzy shoes to the men
Oh,
of MAFS.
those are very pointy.
Yeah, they are. Look.
Whoa.
Slevo got some. Gareth got some. Wayno got some.
Okay. Anyway, we. And Ning and Instagram. Ning, just not Instagram. Let's move on. Liz has disappeared completely.
Yeah. Suspicious timing. I have a theory.
Whoa.
I think production poisoned Liz.
Whoa, good theory.
Yeah,
Great
to get her
theory.
off the show so they could make the thing
Salmon
Salmon and
happen.
this kick off.
There's this series. It's like ridiculous. Like the show was ridiculous always.
Yeah.
This season is actual bonkers. Like they've just like no shame in the casting. And the way that they've let things play out or encouraged things to play out is just
It's profoundly
bananas.
irresponsible
Oh,
television.
so much. Like, I actually cannot believe Innes is on the television. Like, great character, great viewing.
Amazing characters.
But terrible, terrible sense of responsibility in terms of the production.
And I also worry because Bronson is a lovely teddy bear, but he's also a freaking incredible Hulk body who, if he got mad and decided that he wanted to resolve something physically with Sam, he could even
He
a
could just
muscle
do
man
that
like
finger
Sam.
flick thing and he'd
Sam
go
would fly
flying.
through a cinder block wall.
Anyway, Liz has got a mystery virus.
Yeah, mystery.
Big mystery. So sick, I guess, that she can't contact anyone.
She couldn't text, she couldn't call.
She's in quarantine, I assume.
Production couldn't tell Sam where she was, of
No.
course.
No, and Sam's going crazy.
Yeah, he's really missing her.
He loves his wife.
He's worried. He's worried.
Loves his
So
wife.
he just really wants to make it work. That's the thing to remember.
Matt-in-laws had that terrible situation
Oh my God.
at the dinner party last week.
So we've covered that
Yeah.
part, right?
We've
when you
covered
said-
that.
yeah.
I know, it's
I get
very
so
murky.
confused.
We covered that. He's not attracted to her physically.
I don't ever want to talk about them again. It just makes me too sick.
But
Well,
can we just talk about the the not conversation they had the next day when he like guiltily sidled into the room and then they just sat there at the table for what felt like 10 minutes in silence.
Just a million
And
blinks.
it was over.
It was over. Over. Poor Loz.
Yeah.
Dear.
I would love to get progress reports on Matthew for the rest of my life.
He did a weird Instagram today. Hold on, should I play it live?
Yeah.
I saw that it was a video, but I didn't know what he
Do you want
said.
the audio dongle thing?
I'd love the dongle. Thank you.
All yours.
That's what she said. There was a good interview that someone put in the Real Pod Corner where Loz, like, apparently, because they've all been on, like, kind of interview lockdown, like, they're not supposed to do anything. And she went on bloody Kyle Sandilands and whatever.
Some horrible show.
And basically, like, spilled all the beans. But the one thing that really stuck with me is that apparently Matt told her repeatedly that he believes he was abducted by aliens when he was 15 and that they implanted something in his brain. And that's why he's, like, not normal. So,
What?
there you go.
So presumably he told
I am
the...
fucked up by that.
It's
Presumably he told the producers that during his interview. Anything significant happen in your life that we should be aware of? There was this one time when I was 15, you know?
So two things happened when I was 15. One, an inspiring figure in my life died. And then later in the year I was abducted by aliens and they implanted something in my brain. How did that... Okay, two things. One, it seems like that person might not be someone who should be put on the TV.
A lot of these people are people that should be put on the TV. But
But
yes.
him quite especially.
And I think in
If they
them, like,
have that
not
as a
including it in the edit.
Says
goes
that
to
they know
show-
that.
Yeah.
And two, not including the edit is mean because I think that would have been amazing.
So it's mean for us, like,
Yeah.
selfishly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really
It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't have them on the TV and guiltily keep it out, and then it's like you either go all in or all
Yeah.
out with him.
The other really interesting thing that she said was something about how they sort of coaxed out the lesbian threesome swingers stuff. Like, that came over a long period of, like, interviews and them asking her about her history. And she was like, like, maybe I've seen some women in the past. And they're like, okay, can you say that again? Can you say lesbian? Like, really feeding her
So
that.
it wasn't like I've been in a relationship with a girl before or I've dabbled in some sexual activity with, some girlfriends of mine or something like that. They made her say, I used to be a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Interesting.
I mean,
how
I
they
think-
teased it out.
I think we know now that this isn't all just happening super organically. It's not fly on the wall style doco. So I think we just have to
Revelation.
roll with it. As shocking as it is every time. I mean, this stuff is making Dean and Davina look like a pair of bloody lovebirds.
I'm trying to play a video clip from Maddie Be Grateful.
Do you mean Dean and
Hi
Tracy?
guys, I just wanted to thank you all for all your support and your messages. It really meant a lot. It's hasn't been an easy journey, but it's been a journey full of learning experiences, and it really helped reading all your kind messages. I'm sorry I haven't been able to respond to them all. The sheer volume has been huge. I'm definitely going to get around to responding to the ones I can, but I just wanted to say thank you for your support.
He hasn't blinked. He didn't blink for that whole thing. That was like Hannibal
Didn't need
Lecter.
to. Didn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
How many followers? What's he looking like? And is he thirst trapping?
Maddie BG, 60k.
Did you do
what
that
kind
thing
of
I said where you
materials?
take
What kind of
screenshots of all
materials?
their Instagram followings at the beginning of the season?
I had eyes on Heartbreak Island
Oh, Heartbreak Island, is that what we were doing?
because they were all sitting around, apart from Eden Dix, who was on 10k.
Sorry, what?
Apart from Eden Dix.
That's her name.
It's just a name. It's just a
just a
normal
name.
lady's name.
Not a
It's just a
normal
lovely woman's name. I don't know what you're saying. She was in 10k when she started, but the rest of them were actually like weirdly normie.
Man, that's a funny name.
Okay, so where are we? No, when I was saying Dean and Davina, because they had the dalliance, the Dean and Davina dalliance. They said, now compared to this lot, they seem like a
so
lovely,
restrained, yeah.
lovely pair of star-crossed lovers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're off to the GC for a group trip because what better way to nurture a relationship than to throw them all to a beach together. At a beach together.
It's so transparent. The whole thing is cooked up to get Inez and Sam in the same hotel.
Yeah. One floor above each other or whatever. It's perfect.
Oh, and I love the way that we're getting ahead, but they
elevator.
played the elevator, sliding doors.
Incredible.
Shit, it was good.
Let's start with Heidi and Mike.
Mike has a wide butt crack.
He has a wide butt crack. That's
Observation
first and
number
foremost.
one.
Where did you see it?
Good question. And I feel like it was quite a bummy week.
Yeah.
I mean,
There was Michael's bum.
There was definitely Michael's bum.
Michael's bum was wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was blown away.
We know how I feel about bums. Definitely the better side of things.
Oh, yeah. No, not a front bum.
No.
Turn around.
Back bum.
Back bum.
Second observation about Mike, he has a fidget spinner.
I've got that.
Who has a fidget spinner?
I don't know if he does or she does.
No, he
He was
does. He
playing
was
with it.
fingering it.
You can't, Duncan. Oh,
It's a rude pod.
it's the rudest of pods. He's never had an I love you. What's this coughing chat? I've written down coughing
I
chat.
wrote that as well.
What does
I
it
think they
mean?
had a small fight, which is when the fidget spinner thing was
Yeah.
present.
What's the coughing got to do with
I
it?
wrote, doesn't cover mouth when coughs.
No, what
And
happened
Heidi,
was...
and then says that Heidi overreacts.
No. Heidi had a cough in the night, and he was basically saying, put a pillow over your
yes.
face to stifle the sound.
That's right. Thank God you were watching, Duncan.
And then she got quite upset off the back of that. I think so. Just on Mike and his, he's never exchanged I love yous with anyone at 44. Like that's why him giving advice to Jess about how she should kind of keep Mick keen was just.
Oh my God.
Will you put a pillow over it?
Sorry, I nearly fell off the chair first.
And is like just so rich. Like just imagine being
so
that
gross.
confidently opining on something that you clearly have just zero qualifications.
I know why
in.
people listen to him though. He has an amazing radio voice.
Yeah.
He has such a smooth voice. That's why
what Joe's
people
dad
listen.
said.
Look, I have huge issues with Mike. I actually think he's one of the most evil characters on the show
Yeah.
because he's so he's got no empathy and he does a lot of gaslighting. And even I mean it's just he's a I don't know.
Counterpoint.
He's a puffed up little shit. That's what I'm going to call him.
He's a
It
puffed
could have
up
been
little
quite
shit.
hot when she was coughing as well. So I'm just saying sometimes it's hot and you want to go for a swim. All right? And it's important to remember that when you're thinking about Mike.
I love that Heidi tried to get him into love languages on the beach, though.
So good.
Any opportunity to get someone into love languages, I'm there.
What's
Have
your
you guys done yours?
No, but what's yours?
All of them, basically. I want it all.
I just want the gifts.
Gifts. Words of affirmation.
Mostly gifts. Or
Mostly
gifts. Or
cash.
gifts. Or
Just
gifts.
stone cold cash. That's what I want.
Loads of cash is cool.
Okay, Jess and Mick. Okay, so they got intimate after the dinner party, it transpires. But then she lied about it at the commitment ceremony?
Yeah.
That's right. Quite convincingly, I thought.
Very convincing.
Totally, because we saw the commitment ceremony first. She's like, no, we haven't done it yet. And then later we find out that they've been intimate. And he lets it slip on the boys' night, doesn't he?
Yeah, and they were intimate because Mike coached her or sort of,
There's a
coached fear
weird
into
thing
her.
going on with Jess and Mike.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like when your wife has to be like, please don't talk to this young woman without me there, there's probably something wrong with the way you're conducting yourself in conversation.
Yeah,
right?
I think I was talking to a friend about it just before we came here. That's all I ever talk about. And this friend who has been in a relationship where her husband was unfaithful multiple times was like, she was behaving the way my friend behaved when she kind of knew that something was amiss, and she just had this inherent feeling that her husband was attracted to someone else, and I think that's possibly where Heidi's insecurities come
So
from.
that's the thing, because I had to skip through the dinner party scenes with them too, because I was basically just. That's the other thing. I haven't watched all of the show this week. It's horrible. So I missed.
The show's not horrible.
I feel horrible. I feel like I've been unfaithful to the show.
You have.
And yeah, so what recap what happened on the way in?
So they had kind of an arrangement that Heidi and Mike wanted to talk to Jess about what he had said to her at the last thing, because it was obviously inappropriate and whatever. So they had this plan to do it, but then I think when Mike was like on his way to get a drink or something, Jess kind of stopped by and was like, how are you? And he's like, I want to talk about the weird stuff I said, and Heidi wasn't there.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite like that. He did say, I need to catch up with you later. And then she was like, oh, I know what that's about. It's all fine. It was a little bit confusing. What they were talking about was the fact, so last week's dinner party, Mike had given Jess advice to just go for it with Nick, which she then did, and then felt that perhaps she'd been pressured or something. Was that her kind of take on it? Or not? No, she didn't feel she'd been pressured, but she told the girls that's how it happened. And I don't think Heidi liked that very much. And I was like, why is Heidi so concerned? But I think, again, it's because she's got this kind of sixth sense and she just doesn't like Mike talking to Jess about her sex life, which I suppose when you boil it down to that is a bit uncomfortable.
And giving that advice of that nature.
Oh, absolutely. But I think her problem is more with him talking to her.
I mean, he's a problem machine.
He is a problem machine.
Because it's her in particular. But then, that was what the rest of the fight was about, right? All dinner party,
She was really, really upset. And he was basically just going, you're blowing out of proportion. And then it kind of just escalated into them both saying, like, I think it's over. And he's like, well, I think the door's shutting. And she's like, oh, the door's shut. And, oh, no, it's slammed.
So that's where it ends with them.
Well, that's as far as we know.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, I don't know. Is the relationship over?
I think they'll stick around a bit longer.
One of them's gonna stay, surely.
Anyway, so we'll move on from them. We were actually talking about Jess and Mick, weren't we?
We were.
That platter by the pool, what'd you make of that?
I loved it.
Oh, so funny. Mick's romance bag of goodies. Cooler bag. Bag of loose ham with no...
the presentation was...
It was amazing.
outrageous.
He's gone up to the deli counter and said 150 grams of shaved ham, please.
With your champagne.
That's what ladies love.
Finest champagne.
It's my language of love. Ham.
I mean, I'm into it. I like ham as much as the next guy.
It was very sweet, I thought.
It was, but it reminded me a lot of Lizzie's...
Picnic.
Her picnic with the in-store bakery muffins and the jam and Nutella. This was just the same thing, but more of, just packets opened. And in the plastic, was the plastic bag the platter?
Yeah, the plastic bag.
Or maybe
was
it was like a beach towel or
it was on a towel. There was weirdly 100 napkins. You don't need that many. There's two of you.
You don't know how they eat.
I also think it's probably the runner from production who's run off and got this stuff come back and just handed a bag over. Production could go to some effort.
No,
surely.
I quite like it.
But it has to be on brand with Mick, though. Mick doesn't know about an olive.
It's not like Art Green who's going to have a lovely, sophisticated thing. He's just a bloke.
Imagine if Mark was doing a platter. He wouldn't know where to start. He's only got one plastic cup and one plastic plate.
I'll never forget that reveal.
What do I do with two cups?
Oh, man.
You're out of the army, mate.
He's out of his depth.
Pieces broken out.
Okay, Michael and Martha have a lovely bronzing session. That's all I've got written down.
That's so cute.
Was it too dark, though?
Oh, of course it was. But I've never self-tanned, but I know people, you tan and then it sort of doesn't it chill out? Like you have a shower and
Jersey
then it chills
Shore
out.
kind of stuff, which is
That's true.
their culture.
It was more like bodybuilding type.
Yeah, that's what I
tan.
thought.
It was like bronzer.
He did look
proper,
very muscly.
Yeah, but it was almost like it looked like he'd had is that just the way the tan stuff drained? It was trickling into the hollows?
It settled into the hollows.
And
But she said that. She
right.
said, I can contour you. Because she's a makeup artist.
Right.
So she contoured his muscles a little more,
They
I
look
think.
crazy.
Yeah.
They're both so stylish.
I
and
love
attractive.
them.
His shirts are incredible.
shirt's
I think they're like
crazy.
Gucci or something.
I'm sorry,
It's
but
so
are they not
many.
the Art and Matilda of Australia? Big call. But
It's a huge call.
No, they're not.
who is, though, then? If not them, who?
I don't relate to Michael and Martha, though, is the problem.
Right.
I don't know who they are, really. I know
Yeah.
they're stylish and attractive people
Which is
who
pretty
seem
much
to like each other.
Right.
No, but you get a sense of Matilda's cheeky humour.
She played an important part in my wedding, actually, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, Mark and Ning went to Wet and Wild. They went on a crazy motherfucking ride where they strapped themselves to something and then went shooting down like a
I've been on it. What? The wedgie slide.
wedgie slide.
I think it's called the wedgie. I feel like I've even talked about it on the podcast before.
You don't just get to have a good time, you have a wedgie?
The wedgie. Yeah. But except when I did it, I wasn't strapped onto one of those things. So the idea is you stand in a tube on a little platform and then they just pull the platform away and it's just a straight vertical drop.
Fuck
Bloody
that.
hell.
and then you go wee.
Are you a bit of a thrill
come out.
seeker, Alex Casey? Do you do the
I
free
wouldn't do
fall?
a bungee jump.
Would you do the free fall?
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't do a bungee jump. No, I don't like that.
Sky tower jump?
Yeah, that would be fine, I reckon.
The free fall thing at Rainbow's End?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
the elastic bandy sort of thing on the corner of Elliott
I think it's
Street.
too rickety.
I've done that
Yeah.
one. Is that the one that throws you up in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that one.
Is that good?
No, I thought I was going to die.
I don't want to do any of that
The
stuff
problem is
anymore,
once
I
you're up there,
think.
you can't do anything. You can't go, want to get off now.
Yeah.
You're there. You're in.
It's quite expensive as well. It's almost like price of admission to Rainbow's End.
To do the jumpy thing.
No, to do the elastic.
I did it as part of a TV thing 1,000 years ago.
Lucky for some.
Yeah, it was great.
Bragging about her TV.
Yeah.
I was
Shut
a
up
TV
about that.
presenter
So sick of hearing about it.
most of my 20s. It was a good time.
Mark, I wrote Mark has bad tattoos,
C4.
but I've already
Squeeze. Sorry, what?
I've forgotten what Mark's bad tattoos were, but I wrote down that he definitely had bad
I
tattoos.
just got tattoos, exclamation mark. Everyone's got tattoos in the show. So many tattoos.
tats.
It's basically a tattoo show.
Yeah.
It's really not basically a tattoo show, though.
Tattoo show with some other stuff.
With a bit of other stuff on the side. He has very bad tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what are they?
I can talk.
Oh, there's writing. There's a whole lot of dates in Roman numerals that go down his
That's
back.
right, yeah. But I think it's something weird, like a really dark, like a dark mass. Just a huge dark mass on his back.
Oh god.
That
Anyway,
is very literal.
they had quite a nice time. I feel like might be the beginning of something almost friendly.
Adequate.
I've actually weirdly Jules and Cam. Okay, they're great. He loves her. He says so. It's great and wonderful, and they're nice.
The build up to I love you.
It was really bad.
It was really bad.
And then when he said it, it's like, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I love you, love you. And she didn't say it back.
Love. Yes, she did.
Did she?
Yeah, she got up and she was like,
I thought she didn't.
Love you too.
I thought she did like a thank you.
No, she didn't. She definitely did love you
Okay.
too. And my ears were pricked.
Okay, no, I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Who did thank you on the OC? Was that Seth?
There was a thank you on Friends, and there was a whole episode about it.
There was definitely a thank you on the OC.
Yeah.
I think it was Seth to Rachel Wilson,
Summer.
Emma Roberts.
Okay. Anyway,
Sorry, I was in a reverie.
Mel and Dino.
Saying words.
Mel wants to be thrown down.
Everyone wants to be thrown on a bed, eh?
I got the feeling, I thought she was saying all this time she wasn't attracted to him.
I don't think she's
But
particularly
when she
bothered.
says there's no sexual chemistry, I think she means there's no sex happening, is what she means. Not
Yeah.
she wants it.
Yeah, but I don't think she's particularly bothered by the vessel. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't say that. I just said she wants it.
She extremely wants
And
it.
she doesn't just want it, she wants it Loz style. She
Yeah.
wants to be thrown down.
The Loz special.
Give me a lot.
They go to a souvenir shop. And
Oh, God. This is forced fun.
it was
No, but it was a great souvenir
Was
shop.
it?
And those were amazing souvenirs.
That's crazy.
and then they
actually.
walked out of them wearing those t-shirts, which was cool.
Did they buy the testicle? What was
They bought the
little
testicle.
kangaroo
The kangaroo
testicles?
testicles.
Yeah, it was a bottle opener or something.
Everything. And there was
That's
the
right.
Rudy Nudie postcards.
It was the closest thing they got to like sex, right? It was those mugs that had boobs on it.
You know when I had my sneaky 2 cigarettes at my hen's night, and when I went to buy a lighter from the K Road Superette, I bought the cigarettes and then I was like, oh, and he was like, do you need a lighter? And I was like, yeah, and he chuckles and he like grabs one and gives it to me. And it wasn't until I walked outside I realised it had it was a nudie girl on it.
Nudie girl.
And I looked back and I was like, thanks, because I was, I had half a
Yay.
glass of bubbles about 4 hours earlier. But anyway, then I was like, should I be cross with that, or is it just a good time?
Where'd you
rag.
land? Where'd you land?
I think I landed on it was a good time.
I think in the moment, in that carnival atmosphere, he was
Yeah.
probably going off your energy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
If it
can
had
call
just been
me
like 8 a.m. in the morning,
me
I
at
reckon.
like 12:30 at night, going alone into a superette to buy some ciggies and a lighter, a carnival atmosphere, then sure.
I believe it. But did you have a sash on?
I had a session.
There
you go.
Also, I feel like he should have a nude lighters after midnight Saturday night only policy.
True. It was just his cute little giggle, to be fair. Like he was pulling a Swiftie on me. I loved it.
Swiftie. The ultimate Swiftie.
Anyway, okay, so that's
I have something else I want to say about Dino Melissa.
Please do.
I want to make love with her soul before her body. Yuck.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bit.
I mean, it's just Dino's way of saying I want to get to know her before I sleep with her.
I know, but like, just don't say it like that. I just say make love, give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, that's a yuck phrase.
Okay, now I've actually put Sam and Innes as a couple because Liz wasn't there, so just lumped them together.
And Sam and Innes with Bronson just sort of popping in to somehow think everything's fine.
Can we please just talk about the best of Bronson before we get into the Sam and Innes thing?
Yeah, let's just talk about Bronson as a single.
How about when, I think it was when she went out with her on the date with Sam, Bronson went to the gym, started watching TV and found it so enthralling that he stayed on the treadmill for 4 hours.
Shit.
He's a simple man with simple needs.
But also, did he run like 2 marathons? Like how?
He might have just stopped the treadmill and just stood to watch the TV.
My take was that he was jogging.
I thought he was jogging and he would have easily done a marathon.
I feel like he was just in the warm-up phase and then he just got transfixed by the television and stayed in warm-up phase. So like maybe, 1 marathon. Maybe, not 2
still quite a long way.
It's so fun. I love the idea that Bronson's never seen a TV before.
Yeah.
That's what I read into it.
I want to know what was on.
It was enthralling, whatever it was. He also loves ice cream. When we took Innes out and he said, ice cream can make any conversation good.
Poor Bronson. The thing is,
sometimes I think they're playing it up or he's playing it up or I'm like, how can you be so credulous?
Because she was so shocking early on, her going into, I'm just basically ignoring you and physically kind of being in your company just to stay in the show so I can bonk Sam. That to him is like, she's fucking farting rainbows and unicorns. She's amazing. It's all going so well.
Talking about having a future
we have a future together if she continues like this. And he's got in his mind, it's like, well, if it can improve this much from last week, then it can improve that much next week. And then within about 68 years, we might go on a date. Like he's honestly, he had very, very low expectations.
Simple Bronson.
And like, and it's the whole time they're together, it's like staring off into the middle distance, dreaming of Sam.
Saying nothing.
And not answering.
Nothing.
She hears stuff, she just goes,
I know.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sam and Innes meet up, and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? And then TV3 ran a promo for the Talking Married show.
No.
And it shows Sam throwing her on the bed. You know the bit where he picks
What?
her.
Laws.
That's appalling.
And so that was happening before that happened. And it was
How dare
really
they ruin the suspense
controversial.
of the completely inevitable?
Was it Innes who said talking to Bronson's like sucking water out of a brick?
Yeah.
That's so. She's got some great
She
little sayings.
does.
She does.
Anyway, they have a sexy night. They have some drinks and they have a sexy night together.
Yeah.
Then there's all this talk of a sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were these other rumours. There was a sauna and there was also weirdly that they were in Ning and Mark's room.
No, they were in Jess.
Oh, Jess and
Ning
Mick.
had seen them.
Ning saw them. So
And
like, what the hell would you ever
do you
be
know
doing
what?
in Ning and Mark's room?
100% think that they were in. They were in Jess and what's his name?
Mick.
Mick's room. They definitely were, and I think Jess and Mick were covering for them.
But wait, the Zex was in that room.
No.
No, I don't think it's necessarily where the sex
in
was.
Sam's lair.
But then when are they in Mick and Thingy? Like,
I reckon they've just been hanging out with them, like between.
Like they're their
as a
couple
secret
mate.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
a
when the
safe place.
cameras aren't there or
Yes,
something.
totally.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Quick
I
text
buy
in the
it.
DMs.
And I think maybe the cameras, the production know about it, but they don't. They choose to turn a blind eye.
Well, they want that relationship to develop because it's such great TV. So
Yeah.
anything that can kind of normalise it is to the good.
That's my theory, anyway.
Do you believe the sauna?
Oh, I mean, there's no smoke without some hot coals, are there? Yeah.
It's actually steam, but I mean,
I know, but
Just
for the, I get it, but I mean, for my little Malpropriatism.
I love it.
What's it?
Malpropriatism.
Malappropriate word.
Anyway,
Because you can't have microphones, right, in a sauna.
I'm pretty sure you could.
But when Ines denied it in the moment, and also said that, like, I mean, obviously she's like a natural liar, but she doesn't seem to lie in those interviews.
I think something is very clear in all the reality TV that we've consumed over the past many years is that they actually almost treat it like an action. So there's definitely opportunity for them to go to the sauna when the cameras aren't around, when they're not on set, as it were. You know, like remember how the Bachelor girls told us when it was like cut, Jordan Major would go hang out with the crew.
Yeah.
So there's and we've been told that Art used to hang out with the girls, the Bachelorettes a lot when the cameras weren't rolling. So there's all this stuff. There's definitely stuff that happens that we're completely unaware of. And I think one of those things is sexy time in the sauna. I don't think that came from nowhere.
I agree.
Martha may or may not have a picture of it on her phone.
That was
so good. She's like, go through my
phone. Anyway, what else happened? Liz came back. She back.
She back.
She back.
The greatest entrance in MAFS history.
Oh, it was such a good edit.
There was
and this was long gone, right?
Oh my god! Like 3 days earlier.
They did a whole fake out with the elevators. Also,
but he did seem to be properly cleaning up her makeup wipes and toothbrush.
No, that's not true. Because here's the thing about the toothbrush. Why was her toothbrush there? They went out, met up for a drink, and supposedly just rolled back to his place. She wasn't carrying a bag. There was nowhere to hide a toothbrush in the outfit she was wearing. So why was
where
there a
did she get
toothbrush
makeup wipes? Oh, they could be Elizabeth's makeup wipes, I guess.
She hadn't been there yet. Elizabeth never turned up to the Gold Coast.
Okay, so.
Another woman.
Oh, or I don't know.
Also,
Sam.
Anyway, she back.
That's bad.
There's a very tense conversation about. Affection and thumb sucking.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
Every time the thumb sucking is talked about is just horrendous.
Was that the girl? When did it first come up?
The lads. Sam,
night.
Yeah, when Sam was like just belittling her in front of everyone and they were all enjoying it.
But you know who didn't enjoy it? Bronson.
Because he's the nice one.
Bronson was like, it's not on.
And I think Cam, I just want to believe.
Cam can turn. I feel like Cam's not all good all the time.
I think Cam...
I actually looked up his stats, by the way. His cricket career was very short and not particularly auspicious. So
doesn't matter though, because he's a lovely fella. Okay, the whole argument about the thumb sucking, I thought it was around the Nutella time, but I don't think it is. I think it's a whole other thing.
Yeah, it was in bed.
Yeah, it was in bed.
What the feck? How did this...
when they had those pashes.
Oh man, I really want to know who instigated the thumbs.
That's awful. I never want to hear the word thumb again.
Thumb.
Well, we should all get rid of them. This innovation that has given us so much. It's time to go.
He's all like, Elizabeth's basically forcing me to get to know Ines. Because what was
his justification
for
his behaviour is just he is feeble-minded. He's like not an intellect at all. It's really horrible. It's just horrible. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a girls' night. We've kind of covered some of that stuff. Liz turns up there. It gets real ugly. She's all about girl code. Ines hasn't read that particular code.
It's not really a code.
It's not like the road code. Jules pulls Ines up and says, do you fancy Sam? Do you fancy Sam? What's going on? And Ines is like, no.
Flat out.
It surprises me how barefaced their lying is.
It is so crazy.
They're very good at it.
Yeah.
At that girls' night in particular, I feel like she managed to, what's the word? Dissolve?
Yeah.
Deflect.
She completely,
de-escalated
the situation.
Yeah.
Completely.
I mean, I feel like it would have been more realistic if she's like, oh, he seems like a nice guy. He's very good looking, but I don't really know him very well. Like, it was quite like, she does a lot of the, oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. That's so funny. Like, that's how she kind of just buys time.
I just don't know what is the end game of all the lying. Like, the dinner party really was a perfect opportunity just to, like, own it and deal with it. And the fact of them, I didn't actually see it. Oh, can you guys explain how the episode ends?
At the dinner party. It was mostly around Heidi and Mike, I feel like.
Well, I saw him going into...
Oh, yes, into the secret room.
To the secret room. And
to be fair, if there's a lot of rumours swirling around about saunas and other people's apartments and does Innes like Sam and Sam like Innes, and then they both disappear for like quite a while at the same time.
Okay, so it's just a chat, or they don't
Oh, no,
get
there's
sprung.
a huge moment. No, so they're talking about what they're going to do. And then there's bloody Sam saying... Innes is now coming on too hot. I don't like this. I
had a really strong feeling that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's been peppered throughout because they've done a lot of her going, I see a future with us together, yada, yada. I mean, I feel like Sam's there for a good time, not a long time, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, these are my options, Liz or Innes. Innes is more like the type of girl I'd normally go for, whereas Innes is like, I could marry Sam.
Yeah.
And, so she's basically... Right since the tryst began, she's been kind of going, when can we tell everyone? I could just walk out there now holding your hand. He's been like, let's just wait.
I feel like ultimately he'd be like, we'll keep it a secret and never tell anyone.
Yeah.
And then maybe eventually we'll just break it off and they'll never know and it's fine.
Yeah. Don't worry about these cameras.
I'm not sure what they are.
They're not rolling. But so I think his words were, I'm worried that I've dodged one bullet only to walk into the path of another, referring to Liz and then Innes.
Women are
The
basically
worst
just
guy.
all bullets.
This whole show has just got these lovely, just salt of the earth Australian blokes and all these hysterical, crazy women. They're just highly emotional, very irrational.
Not very logical.
They're not logical at all.
They're not their bloody therapists.
I hate the narrative that's been, I hate it.
But
Do you think... Sorry, we were talking about it because I was like...
Get her a pillow.
Joe reckons lots of people will watch that. Like, I feel like we're all on the same page in that we think Sam is like the worst in the whole world. Do you think anyone watches that and is like, cool, man, that guy's cool?
No, but I think there are people who think Mike's got a point.
Yeah. Because Mike's more like insidious.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I think he's so dangerous.
Are you saying that Joe thinks that like it might not be public good?
Yeah.
There's definitely some elements that are public good, but I don't feel like I don't feel like many of the women's concerns are treated as genuine concerns. They're mostly,
I think this season has crossed the line on occasion.
It has.
Where it's felt like things aren't properly resolved or managed or like policed or sort of conveyed. I almost want like the experts watching at all times and giving like commentary breaks through the run of it because it's just so toxic and because it's really useful you have that at the dinner party. But I feel like some of the rough edges of that behaviour needing to be sort of understood in the eye of the beholder could be taken care of with a little bit more of the sort of supervision of them.
There's not enough comic relief either.
No.
There's no Troy. There's no Troy.
Just bring back Troy.
Melissa and Dino, I think maybe were supposed to be the Troy element, and they're just not providing it in the same way.
Speaking of Melissa and Dino, on the boys' night, Dino is advised to just slam Melissa. She wants to be slammed, just
awful.
slam her. It's so bad.
It's always led by Mike.
Old Mr. Get everyone to have sex.
Well, and also like the opposite of a love guru. Like just amazing that he takes it upon himself to be the kind of therapist to all the blokes or the other couples.
But I think he thinks of himself maybe as the sex guru, not the love guru.
Right.
I think that's where the problem is. It does. I don't know. The pressure to have sex with a girl just because your mates told you to. It's very high school, isn't it? Anyway. There was that whole massive fight that started amongst the girls when they were talking about Matt's social anxiety.
Oh, yeah, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth unleashed on that.
Yeah. But that was because Innes was like, why do you care?
Just have a wine.
Just have a wine. Just chill out. I mean, she's kind of got a point. You know, it's probably the only time. Just relax, have a good time. And then there was the dinner party. We've already discussed quite a bit of what went down there. But just during that Sam and Innes chat, that they had their private chat, you might have missed this, Duncan, if you didn't see it. But she's just like, I just get so horny when I see you.
I saw that.
I saw that bit.
6 orgasms.
Yeah, I get like 6 orgasms in my head for a start. I mean, 6 is a lot, but also in your head.
In your head.
What does that even mean? Tina's blushing.
Tina just made a noise. I thought a sneeze was the orgasm of the head.
I just sneezed 6 times. I mean,
Like, isn't that a thing?
It's supposed to be like a 16th, isn't that the ratio?
what?
So you have to do how many sneezes?
Oh, that's
So
a
for
lot
her
of
to
maths.
16 times 6.
No,
60,
because
96. 96 sneezes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
That was good, Jane.
Thank
I didn't
you.
even get to finish my equation on my computer.
Yeah, well, there you go. 6 orgasms. I reckon that's the moment he really, because he was like, oh, do you?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. And that was, she jumped the shark right
And
there.
instead of finding it hot, he found it funny.
Yeah, and then he was like, uh-oh, another bullet. Here comes another bullet, and I'm standing here again. So what's he going to do? What do you reckon he's going to do?
Aroused some emotions by mistake. Bloody hell.
What's going to happen at the commitment ceremony?
Oh, shit.
You guys have already seen it. You sneaking
you've seen it.
cheat.
I
I've
haven't
seen it.
Okay, I want us to vow to
haven't
stop
seen it.
going
I
ahead.
don't even know what you're talking about.
I know exactly
I
what
never go here. I never go beyond New Zealand.
Okay.
I know nothing. I want to know what
You
you
know
guys...
everything.
I don't know if they're sustainable. Like, I feel like it's going to be a cull.
A cow.
A cull, like Sam and I don't think Sam.
Are there
and
any
Innes
couples
and-
left?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, we'll get to that next week, won't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right,
I
well-
just remembered something.
What?
No, I can't say it on mic.
Oh, get off mic.
So now do we... Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit. I'm just getting
as
this
filler
thing.
chat,
Just
is it?
filler chat.
Just some filler chat.
Can I do a brief chat about Heartbreak Island? Have you guys
Yeah,
watched any of it?
Just give us 2 minutes.
Okay, well, I've just written a piece about it on the spin-off, which has made Tebow very angry, which I've just found out.
Oh, really?
I just ran through the most hectic moments so far. The most hectic being Sam, who was one of, like, I thought I was going to be the breakout star and potentially the winner. Turns out has a massive cheating past, but also came on the show with his current girlfriend, who pretended to be a disruptor as his ex-girlfriend, and they were basically conspiring to try and win the show together. And Mark Dye kicked them off the island, and it was very dramatic.
Oh, so the producers didn't know.
They didn't know.
Is there any? I mean, have you scrolled through that Insta to see if there's any pics of them together? Any Facebook statuses that meant producers either weren't doing their job very well or
Surely the producers knew and
Completely
just
new.
put them on. That was fine, you know?
yeah?
Yeah. No, I haven't done the research, but it was very exciting.
Can you tell me what he looked like, Sam? And like in terms of the party that we went to, which one was he? What fancy
He was
suit?
the one wearing the cheese cutter, the full 3-piece
Yeah.
sort of Oliver Twist.
Yes,
handsome,
yeah, I know the one.
Incredibly handsome English
Not,
bloke.
not super tall.
Not a super tall man.
Okay.
Not a super tall man, but so he's gone. There's a whole bunch of new disruptors.
Are they like last crop of disruptors? Like,
What are you saying?
I think.
Not as good.
Yeah.
Not as good as the real thing.
There's Harrison, who's real cool. Hurricane Harrison. I don't know. I think it's a new beast.
I just
Season
love
2.
I just love the word disruptor. I feel like disruptor is to intruder what my life is to Facebook on Shortland Street.
Oh yeah.
My life. I love it.
They have to do.
And the
Sorry.
game station.
Game
The whole
station,
world
that's
of
right.
food
Q
now
Road?
made up. Q Road is
Q Road is the best one.
Yeah.
They have had some sexy challenges. Like they had one. I don't know if I'm still trying to figure out if it's okay. Where they had like a key frozen in like an ice lolly. I'm doing this gesture.
Don't do that gesture.
Well, like
ice
wait till
knob.
you see what they had to do, because they had to like basically melt the ice pole with their mouths
Oh, come on.
to get it out. And then in the next challenge, they had a key that was inside a bar of soap that they had to get out by like aggressively showering each other. Sexy stuff. Jane's filming me now, so I'm gonna...
You got all cool and you've got a bit pink. It's very
yeah,
cute.
that was the end of it.
What
There was
happened?
two sexy
It
challenges.
disappeared.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh no, there it is. It's all good. It's there. It's there. It's okay. Okay. Well.
Anyway, that's my Heartbreak Island review.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's time for some.
Okay. So I had my lovely wedding on Sunday.
It was so lovely.
Thank you.
All go to plan.
It went all completely to plan, bar one significant
Awesome.
hitch.
What was
Friend.
The hitch is sitting in between us.
Will Smith.
Okay. So
I want to hear it from you.
Okay, so Joel and I commissioned the lovely Alex Casey along with his friend Simon Chesterman to do a reading with a completely open brief. That's by the by, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the reading itself. But let's just say...
Well, the open brief, you never said be on time.
Okay, I think you've given away the punchline here. But Alex was part of the ceremony. Okay. And then I got there, where I got out of the car, big long, walked down the longest aisle you've ever seen. And then right at the beginning, had the celebrant do his thing. And then got to the bit where he's like, okay, and now we're just going to have a little moment from Simon and Alex. And I look out, and Simon steps up, and then Duncan stands up. And I'm like, what? And then it dawned on me, Alex is not here. And my first thought was, oh my God, I hope she's okay. And then my second thought was, oh my fucking God, she's late.
Oh, that's so nice of you, the first one.
And then,
But where was I?
well, you were running down the hill.
I was running down a hill. Exactly.
I was like, I did the slowest walk, just praying that what eventually happened would happen. Because it was reading, which we'll get to what it was, which was quite shameful. But like, I had no... I feel like you have to mentally prepare for something like that, and I was literally like, I was sitting next to Simon, which was a mistake I made,
of course.
and he was like, "You're doing it," and I was like, "I guess you just have to." And I felt like someone had just taken over my body. I've never been so happy to see.
Were you texting with Simon the whole time, going, "We're nearly there. We're 2 minutes away"? Any of that?
Yeah, I was texting both Simon and Duncan for a while, and then I think correspondence kind of dropped off, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that could be tense." That could be tense.
Essentially, the wedding started on time.
Yeah,
actually 5 minutes late. We started 5 minutes late.
No.
So
but that is actually, in Alex's defence, that's very early in the lates for a wedding.
It is.
You're the first bride in history.
We
to
were
only be 5 minutes
we were
late.
told not to be too late because we didn't want our guests sitting around in the sweltering heat. As it turns out, it wasn't sweltering heat. But I think, I think it's fair to be a little bit late as a guest, thinking, oh, it doesn't matter, the bride will be late. But if you're part of the ceremony, that's probably, just make sure you're there on time in the very least.
Well, look, we left my house like after 2, so this was 3:30, right?
Yeah.
We went to Kerry-Ann and Brody's house.
He started shining his
Brody
shoes and
showed
stuff,
up came out in his t-shirt and shorts. Kerry-Ann was ready to go. We were ready to go. Had to wait for Brody to get dressed.
I think we know who's
In my head, I was like, okay, I'm starting to do some maths. I've still got to get my shoes from the office. I've got to get Leonie, but it'll probably be fine. It's only like 2:30. And everything just slowly started to chip away.
It's like
to the point where I was
way.
like, we're going to be fucking late. And I just couldn't do it. What could I do?
And were you super stressed at the point
You could yell at Brody and tell him
I didn't tell Brody that we had pickups and stuff, but I just kind of thought, everyone would be on the move. And I did, in my head, I was like, okay, this is the worst possible thing that could be happening to me right now. But then I remembered how you in your Instagram stories were like, it might rain. And if it does, I'm not going to get worried about it. And I was like, look, I'm in the car.
That wasn't like open season. Just don't bloody turn up to the wedding.
No, it's not like I didn't turn up. I just mean, like, if I get stressed and I burst into tears, I'm going to be much worse when I do that reading. And I was sweating through my dress, so I had to get Leonie to fan my back in the car.
I felt very sorry for you because I thought Alex must have been absolutely stacking it, especially when they came out the drive and saw that the wedding cars were there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was already started. But it was actually turned out to be amazing because it was the most real pod thing.
That's what you said in the ceremony, which was cool to get a shout out. And it was unbelievably real pod.
Yeah. So Alex, because we got married against the backdrop of the hill that we kind of like, I saw it, Duncan and Simon approaching the altar, and then someone was like, there she is, or something. And I turned around and there was this little thing flapping down the hill.
I was flapping. I was holding up my dress going, this is so fucking real pod. This is so real pod. This is so real pod.
It was magical, really. So when I say there was only one hitch, there were no hitches because That was perfect. It was actually
you couldn't
perfect.
have, it was
there were a
cinematic.
few people who asked me, like, was that on purpose? Was that
Some
deliberate?
people, said the same thing.
And I was like, no, it wasn't. But I wish I had written it into the script.
I wish we had just said yes, it was all planned.
Yeah.
Everything was all fine.
And then you got you did the reading like an absolute bloody pro. And what you guys did was read out some lovely poetry and prose from 2 different seasons of The Bachelor. One being Matilda's haiku, and one being Naz's lovely poem thing.
Soliloquy. Jordan Major.
And so
how did it go over? I feel like I could hear some laughs from the back.
It was like hysterically funny in my row, and then there was like some quite bemused people everywhere else.
There were at least 50 people who had no idea what was going on, but thought that it was lovely anyway.
But no one ever responds to a reading because it's always just like some weird old religious thing.
Yeah. But the most important bit was that you were late, and that gave us some content to talk about right now.
Yeah. And it was just the loveliest wedding, Jane.
What I do.
Thank you.
Joel's speech
I know.
was just
I'm not really happy about that, though.
Day.
He just upstaged you.
The speech was supposed to be my thing. He was so nervous about the speech. I was like, I've got this. For months, I've been going, I'm going to roast you, Joel. And then I dialed back the roasting, but I was like, okay, don't worry. You'll be fine, dear. You'll be fine with your speech. Don't worry, thinking, yeah, he's going to be terrible and I'm going to be great. And everyone's going to think how amazing.
And then you just keep hearing about
And then he got up there, started crying. Everyone was like, oh, he's so sweet. People misheard him say that his baba had died. They misheard it as brother. So there was this extra layer of sympathy going around of people who thought that Joel was crying about his unbeknownst to anyone, brother who passed away, when in fact it was his 89-year-old grandfather who...
That was really low of him, eh?
Well, very
to like make up a brother, to do a Bronson.
Whatever it takes to win.
And he won. This is the final hurdle. He fucking won. He won the engagement. He won the speeches. He won the wedding.
What are you going to do?
Get married to someone else.
Can I do a reading?
Yeah.
All right, that's our podcast this week.
It's not Duncan, because someone a truck driver spilled 4,000 Big Ben pies in Manukau, and then everyone came and got them. That was in the news, and I just wanted to mention that.
Were they wrapped?
Yeah, so they were just. So they're probably not cooked, though. I don't know. He was people saw him handing them out to other people. There was found them. The other news is that Bachelor NZ winners rental property amongst those flooded by burst Havelock North water main. That is a title on the NZ Herald. Fleur, if you can call her a winner. Fleur's house got flooded, and that the story isn't about her at all. It's just about the flooding, but there is a picture of her sitting outside her property, and she made the headline. So there you go. And that is our podcast.
Amazing.
Thanks very much, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Nando's, for supplying us with delicious chicken and cheesy bread and peri-peri fries and salads. Thank you, Tina, for recording. And that's us. Bye. Bye.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I cordial with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.